Welcome to my channel, She JoJo Serious. I'm Staff Sergeant Joseph, your host for the 51 Charlie podcast, and I'm thrilled to have you join us today. Each week, we dive deep into what it's like to be a contracting professional in the Army, exploring insights, stories, and expert interviews that inspire and inform. So grab your headphones and get ready for an engaging journey. Thank you to everyone listening and watching the 51 Charlie podcast. We have a great episode for you today. We have a guest speaker, ACC Command Sergeant Major. And Sergeant Major, for those who may have not met you yet, may still be in the foundation course, why don't you just go ahead and introduce yourself and we'll go from there.
My name is Command Sergeant Major Rachel Harris. I currently serve as your Army Contracted Command Sergeant Major. I've been serving for 25 years. Just last month is May 25 years. And, I've had 3 MOSs. So I've been a 42 Alpha, I've been a 92 Yankee, and now currently 51 Charlie Command Sergeant Major, and 6 deployments. So just a little bit about myself, some hobbies. I love working out. I love running half marathons. And I'm always on my journey of enhancing my spiritual wellness. So with that being said, those are just a quick introduction about myself.
What do you enjoy most about being the ACC Command Sergeant Major?
My favorite role about serving as the Army Contracting Command Sergeant Major is that I get to be a voice for people like you, Sergeant Joseph, and I get to be an advocate for our soldiers and our civilians, have a seat at the table for those that don't have a seat at the table, and be that voice for those who can't speak for themselves. Also, just being able to interact and impact and learn from others is something that I really get a joy out of as being the Army Contracted Command CSM. And honestly, it's not about the position. For me, it's about how do we continue to take care of people and take care of business. So it doesn't change at echelon. It just only continues to magnify what we get to do as senior leaders.
Can you provide some lessons learned during your experience as an acquisition professional?
As I describe some lesson learned in the acquisition career field, I draw back on 2011 when I first entered contracting, and one of the biggest things that I've learned is you have to be humble. A lot of people that get selected into this career field are selected because they can think independently. They can be able to execute and have served well in their previous MOS or have you. But I would tell you being humble will go a long way. Also, just getting a mentor, right? And attaching yourself to a civilian mentor was something that was a lesson learned to me early in order to be successful. And then also utilizing reach back support when you're conducting missions. For example, there was an opportunity where myself and another non-commissioned officer provided mission support in Cambodia. And during that time, we ran into a situation where we did not have funding, and this mission had already started. We had to get soldiers the support that they needed, which was base life support, and we did not have the funding. And so for that particular example, we had to reach out to the embassy, who was able to receive member money so that we can pay the contractor at the time so that services could start on time and not have a disruption in services to our service members and our warfighters that we supported. And so what that lesson taught me was you have to be well-resourced. You got to think quickly. You got to figure out what are the resources that you have at your disposal should you need to react to a situation quickly. Not oftentimes you're going to have that person that you would normally have with you that's at home station. But when you're on the ground, you have to use the resources that you have, and sometimes logic goes out the window. And so just being able to think quickly and utilize those resources particular time was a way that I found that as a lesson that I can share with you all.
What challenges have we successfully overcome in this career field?
Okay, let me give several examples of how contracting has successfully addressed challenges as it relates to what our team has done over the years. And so I would say the COVID response was a great example. Also, the fall of Afghanistan, the Southern Guard that's going on currently are all ways that our contracting professionals continue to provide contract support worldwide for our supported units and our warfighters. Specific challenges usually stem from funding and also identifying the requirement and defining the requirement, getting contracting the things that they need so that they can continue to go through the acquisition process. I would say normally those are the challenges, is helping the requiring activity identify and define their requirements, and then be able to do the necessary steps that are needed to move the acquisition process along.
How has your career journey brought you to your current position? And what advice can you give junior and senior NCOs, such as myself, to help us reach similar roles?
How has my career led me to this point, and how can junior and senior NCOs such as yourself prepare to get to this position? I would say it takes hard work, discipline, immersing yourself in doctrine, listening and supporting your people, because the Army is a team sport, and we don't get here by ourselves, and we don't get here only on our own merit, but it's about how do we put our people in a position to be able to replace people such as myself. And then also ensuring that you stay engaged, understanding what's going on in the current environment, continuing to follow up and follow through on given tasks and actions, as well as you mentioned having a mentor. Having a mentor is so important. And the reason why I say that is because all the greats have mentors. No one gets anywhere by themselves without having someone that can mentor them along the journey and help them maybe get to where they are at, and provide that plan and keep that soldier or that civilian accountable of their goals, right? And following through on those goals. And then also dignity and respect, right? Just treating people like they're people with dignity and respect has gone a long way. And then just ensuring that you don't forget where you come from, right? And you pull back and you reach back and you pull someone with you, so that way they are replacing you one day. And so I would say that has helped to lead me in my career to this point. And as a junior and a senior NCO, you can do the same thing.
Where do you see this career field going in the future, given that this current administration is focused on revolutionizing procurement acquisition? What does that mean for 51 Charlies who are out doing the work in the field?
As it relates to where do we see ACC going, that is a really great question. And right now, we do have some unknowns. As you well know, we are waiting on the Army Transition Initiative to flush out the details. But as it relates to ACC and where do we see ACC going, I see us going in a positive direction as it relates to AI initiatives. We're always looking for ways on how to do things faster and within reason, with lethality in mind. But also it's an opportunity for those that are rising stars to rise to the occasion to help us reimagine what ACC looks like. So as I think about how we can get leaner, how we can get faster, and do things within reason, within the CG's intent, of course, I see ACC just moving at the speed of light when it comes to our procurement processes and how we do business.
Sergeant Major, I would like to take this time to thank you for coming on to the 51 Charlie podcast and sharing your expertise with us today. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you so Sergeant Joseph, for this opportunity. I think it's always an honor and a privilege when you can share your time and experience with those that are wanting to listen. And so I just want to thank you for doing this. I think this is awesome.
Be sure to follow the Army Contracting Command Facebook page for updates on the work Command Sergeant Major Rachel Harris is accomplishing. Thank you for listening to the 51 Charlie podcast. Please remember to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your friends.